going to be checking out Zaktact, an intro to the world of MAGNAGOTHICA Malegahst. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's D&D. I don't know if it's tabletop. I don't know if it's an actual video game. But I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's probably really screwed up because I saw the thumbnail, and the thumbnail is... I think the term is metal as F. Let's put it that way. So let's see just how far we can get into the definitely not demonetized section by checking this out and not wondering what choices I made with my life to lead to this place. They usually involve that one night in Tahiti with that cursed monkey's hand, but we never bring that up.
At the end of the world, there is a hole. And in that hole is a city.
What?
And the city is sliding into hell.
Did I just choose? No, this is MAGNAGOTHICA. This is not SCP. It does sound like the beginning of an SCP video.
Welcome to MAGNAGOTHICA Malegahst.
Damn! Like I said, metal as heck. Nice art.
I think it's MAGNAGOTHICA. MAGNAGOTHICA? Yep. Mechanically, rules-wise, it's a skirmish war game where you have a lot more detail.
Oh, it's a skirmish game. Ooh. Okay. That's along the lines of Trench Crusade and... Well, occasionally when Warhammer decides to make skirmish games, and then they turn to something else.
Than your units than just en masse. And amongst them, you're Necromancer. But heading into the stuff that's the flavor for the game.
That is a very bright-eyed, happy, peace sign-making Necromancer. Okay. I guess she's the poster child?
I'll definitely like to talk about the rules later on, but there's just... This video was because there's an itch. There's an itch. The game takes place in Anzen Mezeron.
I think I actually recognize the background art he was using here from one of the Hive cities in 40k. To be fair, fucked up Gothic is kind of their thing. Although this one might not be it because there's rocks, so it could be something different. Maybe it's Old World.
Whoa, was that the name? The game takes place in the city of Anzen Mezeron, built by the ones before, and built up, and up, and up.
Oh, so it actually is a Hive city.
And up, and up, by thousands of dead empires.
Dark Souls.
A necropolis
That would
at
do
the
it.
end of the world. And the reason people come here, and the things come out of it, is because in its very center...
Dark Souls 3 then? Oh, that would be why I didn't recognize it. I had such a hard time with that game. Because for once, I didn't try the entire spam magic, everything dies route of playing a Dark Souls game. Which apparently, it works. Also, one second, just gotta do this a bit. There we go.
Death is broken. In the center of the city lies the end of death.
How does...
Many people wonder what it is. Some obsidian throne, the heart of a god, or just a flower yet to wilt entirely.
Death is broken, and they're talking about the end of death. How old is MAGNAGOTHICA? Because this sounds like an actual SCP.
No one knows, but many, many people come to seek it. But to that benefit, within the city's territory, death is broken. After 6 days, all flesh is returned.
What?
Just wake up in one of the billions of crypts across the city. Death is such a nonchalant thing that, and even over minor disputes, people are torn to shreds. Killed, beheaded, limbs torn apart for minor discretions. But not everyone who lives here is dead, surprisingly. There's just a likelihood you're not going to be what's called alive any longer. The longer you come back, or the more you suffer from death and resurrection, the more you begin to decay. Which is not that good, becoming one of the city's many ghouls or just wandering corpses.
Okay, so it's literally, you don't stay dead, but you look more dead. What?
When I mean decay, I don't just mean physically, though that's also part of it.
Mentally?
I mean spiritually and mentally. And if you ever want to leave the city after falling under its curse, you can't. The moment anyone who's already suffered and been reborn within the city leaves it, turns to dust. With a notable exception. To everything, actually. To the dust, to the mental degradation and physical degradation, as I can't say degradation, there is an exception. A way around that. A way around the dust, the degradation. Necromancy. Found in many other places across the world, that vile act.
Yeah, the Aegis Sigmar Lich Lord. And Tabernary mentioned Gaslight District, anyone? If they're not fans of this, I would be very surprised.
It's quite common here. To the point that...
Oh god, he brought up the old model. That thing is so ugly.
If you're living here, it's likely you know a little bit of the dark arts, made a pact with the devil, an imp, who knows. But within the city itself, necromancers are a dime a dozen, so most people just moonlight as a necromancer. Mainly just tour guide, a shopkeep, a janitor. But you know, you might know.
Real talk, what would a necromancer janitor look like? Like, is it skeletons hopping you to clean the shit? Or is it just like, all right, I got a disembodied head here. Time to clean out the sewer. All right, Phil, you ready? I don't know where I'm going with this one, but honestly, there's really no good option. So even my random level of bullshit is probably still less fucked up than the actual thing.
No, just a little bit here and there. Mostly to keep yourself sane and alive and not taken by things in the city. But necromancers are so common, it's comical. This isn't to say necromancy being cheap doesn't mean it's not scary. I mean, yeah, in the hands of just a shopkeep that's using it to keep themselves sane and maybe animating a few things into objects. Where the real power comes in, with the real terror, and those that attempt to get into the center of the city. Those are the great houses. Members with varied origins that all explore.
So we got the definitely not German. We got, looks like a person who in the sewers hunting rats. We got a Grim Reaper style. We got the clerical style. And the full-on... Oh, they're wearing bones. Almost like a vampire hunter with an actual cross and grenades around their head. Wearing bone plating armor, but with a shotgun. Is that a shotgun? I actually can't tell.
Exploit their gifts in different ways. We'll touch on them in a little bit because that's partly what you assign your necromancer to. Though back in the city, its size cannot be understated. I mean, just if you've seen some of the images so far and some more here, right? It's massive.
The katana? Yeah.
Massive. The city of 1 billion dead, the dead city, the black city, the cursed city, any terrible, like, you know, negative city next to it, you probably have a good name. I mean,
got it. It's Newark.
The Southern Corpse Cistern. So, there's more of these. Do you see the size of it? Also a food stand.
Borg's meat cart.
I love this picture. But that is the outside city. There's then the city within the city. And that city within the city...
If all the flesh is returned, does that mean they kill someone, eat them, and then steal the flesh back from someone's stomach? Reusable pigs. Long pork. This is fine.
Is a spider web going through the safe passages, tunnels, different routes throughout the entire mega structure that have them different pockets of civilization that is enough to fulfill massive cities in the outside world. And this is where the people live, ply their trade, look over safe routes, pilgrimages, scavengers, meat market stands. I mean, you name it. People live here. And not just on some crazed expedition, there's large populations. Nothing too glamorous, but, you know, ramshackle town to next ramshackle town to next, occupied village. Then you walk over just a little bit off the beaten path and all of reality falls apart and there's hellspawn coming from all directions, even inside you. Because the city itself, the longer you walk on the interior of it, doesn't make sense. I mean, the outside is, and the safe routes that you generally follow between the different checkpoints.
So basically, he's describing this city is the warp. It is a hive city that is explicitly the warp. Martin, it's 6 days, so they probably revive from poo. Actually, I guess it's entirely possible someone could have a digestive system that fast, but most people it's closer to a month, if not longer.
Makes sense. Works, really been scouted, safe routes. The deeper you go and the farther you go off the beaten path, the weirder it gets. An example terrain that's briefly brought up is an entire swamp where all the trees are the mutated bodies of sinners that never made it out of the city.
So the trees are people. Mutated from repeated death.
Instead of reaching for sunlight and leaves, they're just reaching for heaven. So cool. Though even touching on the city and what's available and whether it's just medieval.
I think we have reached the part where Bloodborne, no, sorry, not even Bloodborne, where Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and Trench Crusade are starting to look like the happier options. Trench Crusade should never look like the happier option.
Evil or not, who cares? I mean, have you seen the cover? It
is pretty awesome.
Metalhead, punk, gothic, in both terms of the gothic, punk,
Yeah.
whatever you want. You jump from a PMC to anime Catholics.
How come there is such an aesthetic of horrible, terrible nightmare fuel and the most happy-go-lucky looking faces ever? Like, that's not just one time. It's multiple times now we've had this happy smile. Why? It's probably because the disconnect is like gap interest in itself, yeah.
Okay. And partly due to the fact that the city itself is at the end of the world and no one can die when they stand in here, there's people from ages and ages ago and people even up to modern times. Point that there is a tram system in the city. Only one, and it's not to be trusted. But there's still a tram. It's a setting.
Like, how much should we not trust it? Like, it goes to the wrong place, it's the equivalent of the New York subway, or it's run by W Corporation out of Project Moon's Limbus Company. If you don't know what I just described, mutating into a pain tree sounds like the better option. No, actually, it sounds like exactly what would happen.
Where you can have the aesthetics of witchcraft, dark arts, occultism, just making pacts with demons, alchemy, and then just modern weapons and firearms. God, I love this chart. You've got, well, first off, just the image of the character in the center, and then organs taken from someone else, other arcane foci, and then just cigarettes.
An important part of everyone's We Gotta Die setup.
Extreme level of that,
Punk.
goofy isn't the exact word I'm looking for. It's close.
I forgot that's a real model.
But just ridiculous. Ridiculous is the word. It's just so much metal necromancy thrown together. Extremely dark things and then a punk aesthetic.
Yes, I realize where my taste overlaps here. I wonder what necromunda he's talking about.
Thrown on top of it in just the ridiculous scale and time. Speaking of aesthetics and generally what you'll be finding, we have the great houses. First
these
up,
guys.
Carcass. Of all things, a PMC. Focused on...
Isn't that the name of the city? Yeah, that was the city of the Yellow King, or the King in Yellow, from Cthulhu Mythos. That's probably the reference, yeah.
range, formations, grouping up with allies, and reloading, and headshots. Overwhelming firepower. Oh, also before we move on, this is the playlist.
There's a playlist? Within Destruction, No Way Out, Baby Metal by Magitsune, and Igor, Doro Hetero. I've seen this, I've heard of this anime, never actually seen it. I've actually heard Baby Metal, and it's actually pretty fire, oddly enough. With a name like that, I didn't expect it, but then it is. Within Destruction, I've never even heard of, so okay. Faction
Every
soundtrack.
faction has a playlist.
Wait, these are official?
If Heavy Metal Necromancy didn't...
These are official? Not what I was expecting. Okay. Caracas is a corpse? Huh, maybe I'm thinking of something different then. Carcosa Pilo. Oh, okay, yeah, Pilo mentioned the name. It's not Caracas, it's Carcosa. That's the correct one. Well, that's on me for getting it wrong then.
Get its tone across through the aesthetic. And I mean, just look at that.
And they're doing the thing where they don't show red, they show purple because it's a more neon defined color. I guess it's more of a pink. It's not blood, it's there. And the eyes are still in the shirt, yeah.
I guess it's got eyes. Next is the Gore Grinders.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Chainsaw Man? But all about running up rage and speed, going fast.
You know, he said Chainsaw Man, but now I'm thinking, no. This is orcs.
And of course, my favorite unit, the Wave. Oh, that's not good.
What?
Yeah, I'm seeing the wave file right over there. That's not good. But fast, speed, knock them down, they get back up again. Only once. Just being mad. Just hitting things really hard. You run in, melee. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. And of course, the Gore Grinders playlist.
Cannibal Corpse, Shadow Intense, Signs of the Storm. I've heard of Cannibal Corpse. I don't get into their music. It just doesn't hit it for me. I've never even heard of the others, but I'm assuming they're absolutely, it's called Intensified Genocide or Intensified Genocide. Yeah, that would do it. And accordingly, Bone Wheels, according to Aaron, Arson Cipher. Pink Pop's Blood Color. Yeah.
A playlist.
I think these are actually official, though, not just the ones he's bringing up.
Keeping that in. Next up is Gargamox. Gargamox is
A name?
weird. So,
Nurgle inspired?
there is no deal with this devil,
What?
nor is it really considered still a great house in the sense of it's
What the... Oh, okay. It's like poison and mutation, and you can literally see the ribcage through the gelatinized flesh. Oh, that is so fucked up. And they have Molotovs.
power and influence.
Also, AG Silver Radio, what franchise is this? MAGNAGOTHICA. Apparently it's a skirmish game along the lines of Trench Crusade, but older and really stylized, but in a very interesting way, oddly enough.
But it has no structure. The ability in spellcasting is just given randomly to the lowest of society, spreading plagues, disease, things that can remove flesh from bone.
So in other words, it's the do fucked up shit, have fun. Got it.
Damage over time.
Oh no.
Ugh.
We have Dot.
Oh, I do just also want to note one of their specific units is
Wait, there's
just
individual units?
it's just a horde of rats
What?
puppeting a corpse.
What? I'm sorry, one of the units is rats controlling a corpse. Oh wow, it's like the Skaven just skipped a few steps.
It's got a great picture.
Yeah.
Also, Basic Ooze has been buffed up. It's the boss version for this
What?
army. Before we move on, the Gargamox playlist. Gargamox?
The Black Dahlia Murder by Verminous. Cow Deception, Bring Back the Plague, and Scuff Sewage. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Am I really going to screw all these up?
Yeah.
Gargamox. Next is the Dead Souls, who
Are dead? Reapers?
worship the god who died.
What?
And in part of that process, and the ability to keep their powers and their themselves intact is actually intact's very questionable. So they got rid of their soul. Because everyone else is here worrying about what arcs or what packs to make because, you know, slowly degrading every time.
Oh, they graft. No, that's not even graft. It's on the backpack. But like there's skeletal. No, his lizard flesh arms with the lizard flesh on the face. And this guy's going full on Chainsaw Man. Although, what the hell?
Time you die here, your soul's already damned because the city's falling into hell. Just get rid of it. Who needs it? Bound entirely to their physical form. Also questionable, they are the Omen. They have benefits to getting units in isolation. And no, I don't mean moving them and separating them. I mean, if a unit on the enemy side is alone, they do additional things to them. Sometimes it's just more damage, sometimes it's dooming them. Alright, doom. So a lot of their abilities and spells.
So it's an entire faction based on the you squad up or else mechanic. I usually gravitate towards playstyles of, I got a giant unit here, I got a giant unit here, and I'm out of points for anything else. I would literally die to this every time. Wait, Martin, according to you, the guy who made this makes the Oh, they're the one who made Kill 6 Billion Demons and Lancer. Wait, that was all the same person? Or is it just resembling it? I don't actually know.
Can apply doom to an enemy or a unit. And by round 4, they just take 6 damage. Which in this system is almost a full bar of health for most things.
So
or is. Not to mention it can also...
So in other words, it's still got wounds similar to 40k, but it's not high damage. It's not like full-on health bars, which some other systems have had.
Back other bonuses and damage with some of the other effects and abilities, but it's just... Whew. And the Dead Souls playlist.
At the Gates, Carpathian Forest. Do you remember? Progenies of the Great Apocalypse, Slaughter of the Souls, Skied Hans Lick. I'm assuming that's Finnish.
The Abhorrors!
Oh,
Yes!
yeah, this is gonna be
Yes,
stupid.
yes, yes!
They're abhorrent?
Weebnun.
Oh. What? Oh, because they abhor the
I
dead.
mean, look at that image! Look at it! So an orthodox
none.
heretical order from outside the city made its way here. The idea, practice necromancy to fight necromancy. And then also do katana about it, I guess. There's a shuriken ability, by the way. But also, like, some cool things of,
Are those supposed to be wings? Oh, it's the Fear Me angel. Got it.
like, just look at their units, and specifically this one. The mix of biblically accurate angel and corpse. And to also summarize it, I mean, this is the
Hey, look, it's Anders Salikson. I'm sure that's completely intentional. Oh my god.
portrait for the general. At the end of the world, there is a hole.
But I just what? So I just pressed a button by accident. Oops.
Look at the angel for the general necromancer from
Didn't
this
mean to do
house. That's Alexander
I'm not the only one seeing it. Good.
Anderson.
Yeah.
The brief
There's no
mechanics
doubt.
wise, there's the tag Miracle, which if a unit dies, they get to roll a dice and they might just come back.
Oh.
Difficult roll, but just have them come back.
Wait, it's not capped? Oh shit, it's not capped. I pressed 0 and it went back. Oh, that's why I did that.
Not to mention stance as well, which means on just certain rounds they have different abilities, or the abilities do different things.
Honestly, that is probably the most controversial thing I've heard so far because on the one hand, abilities that are reactive can be cool. Remembering them can be annoying. Where they change every other round, if you forget what round you're on because it just takes forever to get through something, if you're not playing fast, this could go really bad really fast. Which is weird because it doesn't actually seem like that. And Memo is red. Looks like it's the Flagrant from Darkest Dungeon. You know, I've heard a lot about Darkest Dungeon. I need to get into that game. It was on sale. I forgot to buy it. That's on me.
And the Abhorrors playlist.
Metal Cruelty now will open the path.
Then the Gory,
What?
made up of a bunch of
What?
either mutants, scientists, doctors. Okay, not even going through all the flavor text. Basically, have on the outside world from the city a bunch of different Frankensteins.
horror.
Not the monster, the doctor.
Oh no.
Get together.
Say it correctly, sir. That's Frankenstein. He's brought up the art from Young Frankenstein, and the entire running gag was that. I love the freaking Mel Brooks movies, man.
Came to the city, founded this house.
Oh
You know,
my
all the unethical stuff. And it's not just in the mixing things together and make it Frankenstein. They do have that.
Yep.
But they also have as their units Lycan and Strigoi.
Vampires and
It's
werewolves?
messing with all the physical things when it relates to necromancy, including just vampirism and lycanthropy.
Yeah, but
Debatably.
more fucked up.
One of their main mechanics-wise is mutate, which they can stack up mutation tokens, which they can either expend to have do something on one of their units, or
I actually would find it awesome if the mutate tag wasn't a tag to do an in-game thing, but actually to replace your model with something else bigger because you got to it. It made more models, but oh, that sounds so good. And Mama's right. It's a very hard game. Yeah, I've heard that part too.
if they already have a buff or a debuff, if they would lose a buff token, they can instead spend a mutation token to keep that buff for longer. So it's just stacking buffs and debuffs all throughout your character. And
Oh, no.
the playlist.
Mastodon, Quality of Birchman. Revocation, Commoner. Ginger. Sit, stay, roll over. I've heard of Mastodon. I don't think I've ever listened to anything about them.
For Gory. That's it when it comes to the great houses. But here's the itch part.
What?
The itch part, and the whole reason for this video, and the reason it's an intro to and not just talking about the game itself, and just mechanics. It screams for more. It really does.
Is it a dead
ridiculous, grand scale, stuff thrown in, goofy on some of the various pictures and images. But when it gets to the units themselves, there's no flavor text. It doesn't need it to run what it is. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
like $6.60 skirmish war game on itch.
It's only $6. 666. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's actually really cheap. I'm assuming it's model agnostic then.
Like you can pick it up easy. And the art itself is already well worth that. But it's just I mean, come on. You look at some of these units and, like, more about the faction. I want to run a tabletop RPG in this. And it doesn't even necessarily be, like, its own super fleshed out setting, the world outside of it, that is. The city itself's enough of that. And it could kind of be placed in a lot of different places.
Okay, this is just me, but, like, the metal, the background, that is so perfectly honest. Like, it's kind of upbeat, but it's like a dark upbeat, and I kind of love it because it fits the entire tone of what he's talking about. It's where this is fucked up, this is horrible, you should be screaming, and it's going to be a wild ride. Seems like the entire aesthetic of this game, and it actually makes me want to play Trench Crusade, damn it. I like the playstyle of that game.
I mean, in AOS, you could have it just as it.
Also, Tabana, you're buying this tonight. Honestly, if they have a hardback copy, I might as well. I don't trust digital for anything because there's been way too many times where I've lost files when I had to reboot a computer, so I don't really want to deal with that.
A city in Shaish. Or is it Shaish?
Sheesh.
Shaish? 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 With Warhammer Fantasy, Nehekar somewhere. Enter another fantasy setting, fill in the blank here, then place an Anzen Mezeron within it. Ooh. Because it's just the one city, you really could place it in different locations. And just,
so it is agnostic almost.
Because the golden masks, okay? The golden masks. Let alone everything else, and expanding upon the devils and some of the character figures.
I mean, you could just drop that right into Magic the Gathering because they had an entire section where the underworld had masks of gold. So yeah, sure, why not? It's just a city there.
And
makes that the multiverse right there.
When it came to the Abhorrors, every unit outside of the Holy Body has a golden mask. Tells a slight story, doesn't it? They don't want to show the faces of those they're using. But that's just me insinuating. I can insinuate all day about a lot of these.
But there's no actual lore to it.
But I can't. Or not. I mean, I can, but it's not written there.
I wonder if there is actually
it's
a physical download
asking
of this.
for it. You could put entire paragraphs with each of these. You could have it that all the Abhorrors units that are being brought with them and that they're bringing into battle are all the people that came on this crusade with them. Dead and reanimated over and over and over again, covering their face and body
losing
so you
a bit of
don't
himself.
see the horrific things that have happened to it. But again, that's just insinuation. But the stuff that's here, it's just screaming for it. But it's not the game itself. Definitely going to want to talk about the mechanics later and more in depth on the units and factions. But that's an intro to the world of MAGNAGOTHICA Malegahst.
I kind of need to check this damn thing out.
Punk,
oh man.
metal, necromancy. Have a nice day.
That is, I mean, to be fair, I was going to say absolute metal, and that's perfectly acceptable. This is absolutely metal. I got no idea where this is from. I have no idea where this came out. I don't know where to find this, but I kind of want to get it. And honestly, for the $6 thing, if they have a hardback copy anywhere for $6, one, that's absurd. Two, probably a terrible idea because hardback just costs more. If it's only PDF, that's a little disappointing. But if I can find a actual physical copy of this, I'm not even sure if I'd play it, but I kind of just want that because of how cool that sounds. And, well, the fact that the art was actually kind of all upbeat and smiley and then absolutely disturbing, and there's no middle ground. I love that juxtaposition right there. Because when it's one or the other all the time, I get a little annoyed. But when it's both of them, it's like, oh, dude, this is awesome. I have a type, and my type is, this is fun and happy, where it really shouldn't be. The alternative is, this is fun and happy, but I'm depressed. It's also in there as well. Yeah. This is awesome, though. I highly recommend this. Zaktact. If this is the kind of thing they cover, I need to check out more because that is so good, man. It's kind of like Netrix's art. Yeah, but not nearly as fucked up when she goes hard. Netrix, her art is really cute, or it cannot be shown on YouTube, and she has to censor herself for that because she tried with some of the Among Us art, and I've seen some heavily censored portions, and she went hard. Oh, God. Yeah, but it definitely has the vibe I'm really enjoying. So if you haven't already got the idea, there's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. That was batshit insane, man. And I look forward to seeing more about that. So just go do that. Also, Nocturnal, time for Zaktact's Lancer vids. You know what? I might actually end up doing that next time. We'll see what happens. Or if it wins a poll, maybe we'll do that. Just hit him up, guys. That was awesome. And insane. I kind of love it. It's really fucked up though. Oh god. So again, links, hit them up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.